The Grand Sovereign Hotel did not appear on modern GPS maps, and the locals in the mist-shrouded valley of Oakhaven spoke of it only in past tense. Yet there it stood, a monolith of Victorian Gothic architecture, its jagged grey spires piercing the low-hanging clouds like the teeth of a buried giant. Elias Thorne, a freelance journalist specializing in urban legends and architectural anomalies, adjusted his glasses as he stepped into the lobby. The air inside tasted of cedar, old paper and something metallic, like blood dried on a radiator. He was here for one reason, room 412. According to the ledger, room 412 had been occupied every night since 1924, yet no guest had ever been seen checking out. Even more unsettling, the hotel's current floor plan showed only rooms 410, 411, 413, and 414. Elias walked the corridor 410, 411, then a long, blank wall where 412 should have been. He pressed his ear to the wallpaper. He expected silence, but instead, he heard a sound that made his skin crawl, the muffled, frantic scratching of fingernails against wood. He looked down at the brass key in his hand. The concentric circles began to glow with a faint, sickly violet light. Suddenly, the wallpaper in front of him began to ripple. The floral patterns shifted, the vines coiling like snakes, until they formed the outline of a door frame. A brass number 412 bled through the paint like a bruise. Elias inserted the key. The lock turned with a sound like a bone snapping. Hash hash inside the void. The room was not a room, it was an impossibility. The dimensions were wrong, the ceiling seemed miles away, lost in a swirling vortex of shadow. Room 412 had quite literally vanished from the hallway, leaving nothing but a seamless stretch of floral wallpaper. Checking in, the concierge's voice was like dry leaves skittering on pavement. He was a spindly man named Mr. Grave, whose skin looked several sizes too large for his frame. Elias Thorne, I believe I have a reservation for the 4th floor, Elias said, sliding his credit card across the marble counter. Grave didn't look at the card. He reached under the desk and produced a heavy brass key. It bore no number, only a series of concentric circles etched into the metal. The room will find you when you are ready, Mr. Thorne, but remember, the door only opens one way if you forget to listen. Listen to what? The silence between the heartbeats, Grave whispered. Hash hash the hallway of echoes. The elevator was a birdcage of wrought iron that groaned as it ascended. When the doors slid open on the 4th floor, the lights flickered with a rhythmic thrum 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 thrum. A single bed with grey sheets, a vanity with a cracked mirror, and a rotary phone that was bleeding black ink from the receiver. The door behind him vanished. In its place was a solid wall of brick. He was trapped. He turned to the vanity mirror. His reflection wasn't moving in sync with him. While Elias stood frozen in terror, his reflection leaned forward, its eyes hollow pits of soot. It pressed a finger to its lips, shhh. Then the phone rang. Elias answered it, his hand trembling. A voice came through, his own voice, but distorted as if screaming from underwater. Don't look at the corners, Elias. The corners are where the angles meet the other. If you see the geometry change, it's already inside you. The line went dead. Hash hash the shifting geometry. The room began to breathe, the walls pulsed in and out, the wallpaper peeling away to reveal not wood or stone, but rows of human teeth, chattering in a cacophony of whispers. The check out. Elias hit the carpet of the hallway outside room 411. He gasped, lungs burning with the stale air of the real world. Behind him there was only a blank. Floral wall, no door, no 412. He stumbled to the elevator and down to the lobby. Mr. Grave was still there, polishing a silver bell. Checking out so soon, Mr. Thorne. Elias didn't speak. He threw the brass key onto the counter and bolted for the exit. He didn't stop running until he reached his car. He drove for hours, the sun finally breaking through the mist. He felt safe. He reached into his pocket for his phone to call the police. But his hand brushed something cold and metallic. He pulled it out. It was the brass key with the concentric circles. Elias looked into the rearview mirror. His reflection didn't look back at him. It was staring at the back seat, where a tall, faceless shadow was slowly beginning to fold the space between the upholstery. The door to room 412 hadn't stayed at the hotel. He had taken the room with him.